Hi everybody, so today we're going to be looking at a brand new brand and the brand new products, all three products that have launched with them, outside in, created by the original founder of Hourglass. I can't wait to try these. I'm really excited about the promises they have. This is a sort of line that really speaks to me, natural, lightweight, serum-like foundation with an oil base. I'll be showing you the oil primer with the foundation and the brush. I've got all three. They're the only three products that have launched with this new brand. So I'm trying all three on. I've actually got them on now and I'll be showing you a check-in. But I will be doing different ways of trying this on so you can see how the oil works or doesn't work with my full skincare routine. So we're going to see it with and without. So I'm going to be testing out a few things. So wear test and testing out different ways. So I can't wait to show you how it works and introduce the brand to you. I'm really excited about this one. And that's about it. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Hannah. I'm 48 and I absolutely love luxury makeup. Here on my channel, I give you lots of close-ups, swatches, lots of different looks, and I upload here several times a week. So I would be over the moon if you did subscribe to my channel, if you're not already subscribed. But if you already are, thank you so very much for being here. And let's just move straight into the review. Here we go. So here I am, blank-faced, and before I start anything or open anything, I just want to tell you a little bit about the brand because I was very curious, so I did want to look into it. So hopefully you're interested. Feel free to skip ahead if you're not. But anyway, Outside In is a brand new luxury complexion line created by Carissa Janes, the original founder of Hourglass Cosmetics. It's her first major venture since leaving Hourglass, and the ethos is completely focused on light skin, natural textures, on light, not on light skin, natural textures and sensory minimalism. The brand describes light as the starting point, something that shifts, transforms and shapes how we experience the world. Outside In is built around that idea, merging intentional design with natural materials and modern textures to create makeup that feels alive, effortless and skin-centric. All products are clean, vegan, cruelty-free, hypoallergenic, non-comedogenic, fragrance-free, paraben-free and designed to feel weightless and comfortable on the skin. And they've launched with these three products which I'll be showing you today. And I've got a full breakdown of each one which I'll go through as we look at them. And before I do that, what else have I written down to tell you? It's because I want to talk to you about the primer. That's what I knew. I knew I'd written something I wanted to talk to you about. So let's open up first before I start diving into my thoughts on the primer and how I'm going to try it out today, because I have thought about how I will do this two separate ways, which I'll explain in a moment. But first of all, let's now look at this packaging. So I've been very patient and I haven't opened this gorgeous box. So let's now see together what we're getting, how it's packaged. So I think this is just going to drop down, yeah, and open out like that. Isn't that lovely packaging? Very, very, very classy. So inside there's something extra in there. I wonder what that'll be. So there's the brush box, the face oil box and the serum foundation box. So what is the small extra? Is it a mini of one of them maybe? Yeah, it's a mini of the oil. So maybe good for travel there. So I think I'll leave the brush and the foundation for now. We'll dive straight into the face oil because that's the one I wanted to talk to you about. So the reason I'm mentioning this first is because I'll be applying it first, but also because an oil has issues. So I always apply an SPF. And I'm going to be testing out this underneath their foundation, which presumably works very well together, but there's no SPF as far as I can tell from anything I've read in any of these, either of these products. So oils are renowned for breaking up SPF. So by way of testing, I've put my SPF on this side on my normal skincare, and this side I've just cleansed, so there's nothing. So I'm going to see today the difference. I thought that was a hair then, and it's my vein. How lovely. I'm going to see the difference between the side with and without to see if it argues basically with my skincare and if it argues with my SPF. Now I'm using a fairly standard Korean SPF. I've got two. I swap between the two. I don't even know which one I grabbed, but anyway, these are SPFs that work with absolutely everything for me. So if it does argue with that, then I have an issue. I won't be able to use the oil unless it was maybe in the evening. So let's just see. So have I got ingredients on this? Let's have a look. First of all, this is £69. Let's open it up. The packaging looks so good. A lightweight, fast absorbing face oil made from pure seed, nut and flower oils designed to hydrate and support your skin barrier and create a smooth, non-greasy canvas for makeup. Now, when I said the packaging looks so good, this is the moment of truth, because on the website it did. I thought they looked like almost stoneware, sort of very seaside theme, beachy theme stoneware mixed with glass. So that's how it seemed to me. So let's see. Is it like stone? It does have that sort of appearance, but it's, I think is that plastic? I don't know. But it's basically, it's exactly what I thought it looked like. I love this sort of packaging. I love it. I really hope you can get a sense of the colours in that and the way it looks like that sort of pebbly stoneware mixed with a glass bottom. That's a lovely bottle. I really like the aesthetics of this, I really do. So the key claims of this: hydrates and plumps, absorbs quickly without being greasy, it's ideal under your makeup, it's clean, vegan, cruelty-free, hypoallergenic, safe for sensitive and acne-prone skin, fragrance-free, paraben-free, silicone-free, and I do have a full ingredients list, so I'll pop that on the screen for you now. So it says to pop 3 to 4 drops to the face and the neck and the décolletage. Now, I don't think I'll do that today because of my top. I'll just do slightly under the neck. Maybe if I was applying this before I got dressed, I would go with that. 1, 2, 3. It is fragrance free, which for me personally is a shame, but for many of you could be music to your ears. So now, do you know what? My hand feels like it's already absorbed quite a bit of that. Let's see if I can get 3 drops to be enough. I don't think I can get 3 drops to go much further than here. I feel like I need another drop to do my forehead. So I'm not sure about 3 drops. Maybe it's just that we've had extremely cold weather here and my skin is just that bit extra thirsty. Plus I removed my skincare from this side completely. So this side of my face, it's going on a bit more lightly. This side of my face is needing a little bit more because there's nothing there. Very comfortable. It is very lightweight for an oil and it doesn't feel particularly greasy. There is a slight feel of that slip that you get with an oil, but to be fair, it's not bad at all. So it's very, very comfortable and very lightweight. So there we go. Just a good face oil at the moment. That's all I can say about it. Obviously continued use would probably give me more ideas of what I can do with this, so do look out for, when I say end of month reviews, I'm thinking of doing probably an end of month review for November and December rolled into one, because there aren't many in the way of new releases. So I'll probably do more like an update around January 1st time or just after, giving you an update on everything I've been testing in November and December. So hopefully that'll be okay with you. But if you do want any updates on products I'm testing earlier than that, please do message me. You'll get me on Instagram at han.beauty101 and I can help you if you want any information there. But basically I will test this underneath other products and use it with others to see if it argues with them, so I can give you more of an update there. But for today, obviously we're just testing these products. So now we're going to move on to the Silk Serum Foundation. So some information on this one. There are 25 shades and you can't actually take a picture of the shades. You can only, when I'm trying to take it from the website, you can only grab a picture of the shade descriptions. So that's what I'll do. I'll pop them on the screen for you if you want to have a look at the 5 different shade 25 different shade descriptions. So this is £61 and it basically comes with the same style packaging. A hybrid high performance foundation that combines the feel of a serum with the coverage of a foundation, we shall see. Designed to give a light to medium, buildable coverage with a soft focus, light diffusing finish. This sounds like my perfect foundation, so I'm really hoping this works out well for me. So this is and here's the packaging, exactly the same style. Serum foundation hybrid, active levels of niacinamide and hyaluronic acid. This will refine the pores, blur imperfections. It's weightless spherical powders inside give a soft focus effect. And again, we have clean, vegan, cruelty free, safe for sensitive and acne prone skin, fragrance free and paraben free. And then we have the list of ingredients. So I'll just make sure that I put that on the screen for you now. But before I apply it, we need to look straight away at the brush, because obviously I'll be applying with the brush, and the brush actually has the same sort of packaging as these, which I was quite excited about because, like I said, I love this packaging. I really, really do. So the brush was £50, so not a cheap one. A high performance foundation brush designed specifically for serum based formulas. This has wave-like synthetic bristles for a streak-free application. Natural diffusion, smooth blending, designed for maximum control over serum textures. Vegan bristles, limestone composite handle. So that's what it is. It's limestone. That's why it's so beautiful. I thought it was like, I'm useless at describing things, aren't I? But anyway, so limestone composite handle for durability and balance. And the materials, well, it says exactly the same thing again. So I'm just taking the wrapper off. This is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I absolutely adore that. I mean, it's heavy and it's bulky. Some of you might not like that. I'm not sure how it'll feel from a grip point of view. But in terms of looking modern, clean, oh, I think that's probably the most attractive looking brush ever. I think that is something else. Let's feel how soft it is. Very soft actually. And we've got that sort of grey tint to the tip there, which is going to get very mucky in a minute, but it looks very nice whilst it's clean. So let's give this foundation a shake up. Very watery sounding. Can you hear that? I don't know if that'll pick up on the mic, but it sounds very, very watery. Now I haven't put any corrector here. I always have a corrector, so I've been looking pretty grim up until now, so I haven't covered up my black areas here, dark rather, and I'm going to see what this can do on its own. So can I just apply this direct? I don't want this going on my top. It looks like I probably can. Actually, I'll just do one side. So this is the side with the oil and no SPF. Yeah, okay. Let's just start putting this in. I didn't talk about the shade I got actually, did I? I got 040 Fair Cool. And this one is the second lightest in the collection. That looks like a perfect colour for me. Perfect. Look at that. It's very lightweight. The brush feels beautiful. I love the size of this brush, you know. I've been really addicted literally to the Mario F1 brush since I got it, and I think one of the reasons I love this is this works very well for serums, and I like the size of it. And looking at them, they're quite similar. I think the really big foundation brushes just don't let you apply things quite as neatly. Oh, look at that. Look at the way that blends in. Oh gosh, I hope this wears well because this is looking so promising. Look at that. No effort. Just in. Wow. And my skin looks so natural. Oh wow, wow, wow. Now obviously it's sitting very nicely on the oil. We don't have SPF, but it's worth noting that there's absolutely no signs of pilling or arguing on this side. So the oil so far has done nothing to disturb or disrupt my SPF and my skincare. So hopefully now as I add this on top it still won't. Although it's just giving glass-like skin. That is, oh, that's my favourite type of foundation. I wouldn't say it's giving me a lot of coverage, but I will build up a little bit later on. I'm just for now going to complete this other side. So actually before I start, just look at this side with nothing on, and then look at this side with that thin layer on. And now I'll do the same on this side. Slightly nervous because I've done this before, and then you do the dropper and it runs down onto your top. That's why I'm keeping my hand here, but it seems to be working okay. Otherwise you could drop it onto the back of your hand, which would probably be my preference if I'm honest. But it still seems to work fine. It's not coming out too fast. I mean, if you want the fastest foundation ever applied in literal seconds, this brush and this foundation is giving that. So am I going to see any pilling, arguing, especially around the nose area? I've got to be honest, I feel like this side looks smoother. Is that just because I've got a bit more redness on this side though, maybe? I do want it to work on top of my regular skincare and on top of my SPF. And because it didn't break up the SPF, hopefully that means putting the oil on top of the SPF means I'm not losing the protection of the SPF. I don't know, I really don't, so I wouldn't like to tell you if that's happening or not. But the fact that it didn't seem to break up anything or pill hopefully suggests that that SPF is still locked in and the oil has just done nothing to disturb it. Oh, that just goes on so nicely. I think what I need to do, and this time I will put some on the back of my hand. So I'm taking some on the back of my hand now, and I'm just going to add a bit here, just sort of pat for now. And again in this nose area, which is a little bit redder than normal today. More red, not redder, I don't know. Oh yeah, it has built up nicely. Does it look okay on the nose? I'm trying to decide. There's something about this side on the nose that doesn't seem to look as good for me. I'm not sure. Be interesting to see what it's like with setting powders added. So I'll just add a bit now to this side. Absolutely fragrance free, just as it promised, and it's very lightweight and refreshing. Beautiful to apply. Definitely buildable there though. You can definitely see it's built. So I'd say it's coming up to medium now, certainly in this area, which is really good. So it's everything it's promising to be at the moment. Can this brush go close to the eyebrow? I feel like it could be a little bit too big for that, but if I took the tip of it, maybe I can. I love using the F1 Mario brush for that, the small end, but yeah, this works quite well actually, without disturbing the eyebrow. Yep, it does. So there we go. It's using the tip. It's a clever brush, this. Lovely shape. And the handle is really nice to hold. It's not too chunky. And I do have quite a lot of issues with my hands these days, so... Oh, that's just gorgeous. Just look at that. That side is just not quite as gorgeous though. Or is it me? I love this side. But I do feel like it looks nicer without the skincare underneath. What do you think? Can you see any difference? Anyway, that's it really. What I'll do now is I'll go in with my base and I'll set it, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like set before I complete my makeup, and then I'll come in and show you at the end, and then obviously we'll have a wear test coming later tonight. So let me just go and do that and I'll be back. I've actually just come back before I finished all of that because I'm about to try the shade of the Glow Recipe blush, the Watermelon Niacinamide Dewy Flush to be precise. So this is the shade I didn't try in my review recently when I did my Sephora haul. So this one is called the Dragonfruit Flush. So as soon as I'm trying it, I thought I'd just show you. This is the one where it looks almost like neon pink, which looks really scary. But I'm sure it won't be. So I'm just using my shadow, which I've been using just now to blend out my contour, and as I expected, that's not remotely scary, so I can actually go quite a bit heavier than that. These formulas, I love them, and they're very good products to use with something like this foundation actually, because they will just blend in beautifully. I need quite a lot of this to get it to show up today. It's crazy when you see that colour. I think the doe foot must be bright pink, it can't just be the product. I think this is a really nice shade for me to give that sort of natural pop of pink. I'm taking it sort of into the whole eye area, and I think I'll take it to the nose as well. The nose, which is starting to look a little bit more healthy on this side now. So this side is having to, well, I'm saying having to deal with more product. It's always having to deal with more product because it's always had the full skincare. That's how I do my makeup every single day. This side is just a little bit less. So this is probably the lightest out of all of the Glow Recipe blushes, and probably the most perfect for the natural colour for my skin tone. Now this time I did go a bit more on this side, so you can see how it looks when it's built up a bit more there, because I did go for a bit more. Isn't that beautiful? Really, really beautiful. So yeah, they're a good combination, these products, but just wanted to show you this shade. So I'll be going in with a bit of concealer next, and then the powder. I might actually powder it on camera so you can see. So I'll just do my concealer and we'll look at powdering the base. So I added my concealer, and I actually went in with this brush here to sort of take away any excess and blend it all into my blush, and it works so nicely with this fine tip getting it in here. Now I'm not going to say this will become my concealer brush because it won't, but I do think you could get away with using this like a bit like the Merit brush for everything. So you definitely could. I think for me it would be more like what I'm doing now, just tapping in and sort of blending it into everything that's already there. It worked really well for that. It's also really good for getting into these areas here, just everywhere. It's a very, very nice brush, and it's soft enough to go close to the eye without feeling like too bristly. It is soft, it's very nice. So anyway, let me now take my Fenty set powder, pressed powder is what I meant. So this is in the Lavender. Now let's set, this is setting the concealer, so you're not really seeing what might happen with the foundation. It's around the nose area I think is going to be the most interesting for me. I think it looks quite smooth around the nose now, so maybe it just needed a little bit more time to sort of melt into all my other skincare, which by the way didn't go on immediately before I started filming. It had a good sort of 10 minutes to sink in. That is looking really good. There's no signs of caking or problems as the powder gets added there. I still think this side looks more perfect though. I just think it's just that slightly more glass skin perfect finish on this side compared with this side. It's minimal, but I can see it. So that doesn't mean I wouldn't think this is a really good combination, but I am thinking if you want the most perfect look, which I do think is quite exceptionally beautiful, it is skipping the skincare. So I still think it's very beautiful if you don't, but I think it's more beautiful if you do. So let's powder the rest. I powder my full face because I wouldn't say it's massively tacky, but it's enough for the hairs to come forward and stick to it. As you can see, I've got so much hair regrowth here. I'm struggling to get it back in my hairband. That's because of the Current Body LED helmet, which I've now mentioned a few times. I should really mention the Black Friday deal. I've been putting out adverts for that, but I keep forgetting to mention it in my videos. The helmet and everything on the Current Body website is 20% off at the moment with my discount code. I normally get 10% off, but at the moment it's 20% off just for during the Black Friday period. So my code HANBEAUTY101, I think that's correct. I'll put it on the screen I'll put it on the screen regardless, but if it's wrong, please note. Anyway, 20% off at the moment, and the helmet, I did actually put a picture. I could include it here actually while I'm talking about it. This is so all over the place, isn't it? I'll put a picture here. You can see the difference between my side parting and how it's really, really improved. But also, I was getting such a sort of almost bald patch here, which, you know, it's still there. Well, I don't know if it's still there because this here, this is new. This line of hair, this is all new hair. So this is the area that was getting really bald, and this is starting to fill out, and I'm getting all this new hair, which is why, and here, which is why when I'm doing things like this, they keep coming forward, which is an annoying thing, but it's really good news because as they get long, it means I've grown a whole new section of hair. I've also got a new fringe starting from up here, which I might have shown you before. And so at the moment it comes to about here. I won't get it out of the band, but it starts from about here and it's got to about here, a fringe section. It's blown me away, the helmet, it really has, so I definitely recommend it. And it is a big spend, but I've tested it now for over 3 months, so very, very happy with it. I've just noticed as well, as I'm blabbing on, I'm putting this all over instead of going in with my loose powder. I normally do this one for around the T-zone and the loose powder for the rest, but anyway, it does work for this. I'm just trying not to whiz through it because I want to keep this one for the T-zone, but you can see how I might just whiz through it doing this. So I'm trying to keep the amount of powder as well quite light, so you can still see a lovely glow coming through there without me having the tackiness. So it's a really, really light amount of powder, and I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to go too heavy today because you can really see the shine, sort of natural glow shine that I'm getting, which is definitely, it looks a little bit more flat on this side, doesn't it? Yeah, so I think my conclusion with this is going to be it's beautiful if you use it with all of your skincare. It argues with absolutely nothing if you're going for the duo of the oil and the foundation. But if you want the absolutely most sensational finish, maybe for an evening look you could use it, because it is perfection, isn't it? So if you were going in the evenings so you could afford to skip SPF, that would be the time to do it because it's so good. Anyway, the powder is sitting nicely, there's no caking. I think these products work together beautifully. I love the brush, I love the foundation, and so far I really like the primer. It certainly worked very nicely, applied beautifully, and obviously it's gone very well. It hasn't argued with anything, but probably the check-in is going to be the key thing. So I will come back just to show you my very final makeup look, just briefly, but it'll be tonight that we'll really decide how good this is. But at the moment, I'm super impressed. So I've gone on and done my full face of makeup, and I like the way everything's looking. I like the way everything is sitting. I like the way all my products worked on top of it, but there is a big but. I've gone in with my magnification mirror, and the side that had the SPF and everything else has got really cakey. I don't know if it'll come up on camera, I'll get a bit closer. But here, all around here, all these sorts of trouble zones, it's starting to cake up, and it's only been half an hour. This side is looking much smoother, so definitely telling me, as I suspected, this is something that would only work for me as an evening option because I don't want to skip SPF, but we'll see how it looks by the end of the day, so I won't say any more about it. If you're wondering about my eye look, by the way, there's something I really want to talk to you about. This is the first time I'm introducing it. I am doing 24 days of Hanmas. So Hanmas is going to be, instead of doing the sort of vlogmas long videos that you can do on YouTube in long form, for short form I'm doing 24 videos of a different eyeshadow look for every single day to count down Advent. And trust me, I've been very brave in this. There's a huge twist. The twist is I can show you one of them now actually, because I've literally just filmed with it. I've bought 24 of these Hessian sacks, and on each one, my husband is choosing one of the Advent sticker numbers, putting them on the sacks, and then I have let him loose in my beauty room. I've shown him where I keep my powders, my solos, my big palettes, my creams, my liquids, everything. He knows where they all are. I let him loose, and he's just doing what he likes. And let's just say I've just filmed day 7, which has been quite good actually. And let's just say I've had 2 disasters, 2 whoppers actually. So I can't wait. I'm trying to make the best of it. Whatever he gives me, I have to work with. I have to. And if he just gives me a few, I'm making sure I use every colour. If he gives me a giant palette, I'm just picking one look. But if he gives me, say, 3 or 4 singles or 1 quad and 1 single, I'm making sure I use all the colours, even if it's impossibly difficult. I'm doing my best. I'm loving it. I'm shopping my stash, something I know a lot of you asked for, so there's nothing bought for this. This is 24 days of using makeup that could be up to 4 years old even. Anything here in this room. And this room is packed full of all my eyeshadow collections. So I'm really, really, really excited to show you my 24 days of Hanmas. So they will be starting obviously on the 1st of December in my shorts. I will put out a few reminders in case you don't watch shorts, but this is probably the series I'm most excited about trying, and I'm really enjoying it. It's really, really, really been a very exciting and quite scary little project so far, but I've got a long way to go yet in filming, so I'm only 7 days ahead. So yeah, really hoping you'll enjoy that. But anyway, I will go now and hand you over to me with my check-in. So I'm here with a 9-hour check-in. It is the same day, I can promise you. I just had to change my top. The other one was so hot. It's so strange. It's been so cold here. Everything's been frozen with ice. And suddenly today it's gone up again. Classic Welsh weather. Never know where you stand. But anyway, I had to get out of the warmer jumper. I've been so busy and so flustered. I haven't even checked my makeup, and so it's quite a mess, to be honest. So it's really been quite challenged in the house getting warm and me being so flustered and busy today. But having looked in my magnification mirror, I'm basically seeing the same issues as I was at the very beginning, which is there's definitely breaking up here. If I just get in a bit closer, I don't know if you'll see it, but it's around here. And then the chin, I can see quite an obvious line between this side and this side. Bad side, better side. And when I say better side, it's not massively better, but it's certainly better. So for me, that makes it very obvious that everything underneath has argued with the oil. So what I really need to do before I can come up with a very firm decision on what I think of this is use this on its own without SPF. But then that's something I would never do. No, sorry, that's not what I need to do. That's wrong. What I need to do is not use the oil. So that's what I'll do next, and I will definitely update you. In fact, I could add something to this video because I'll try it tomorrow, and this video is not going out for the next day. So what I will do is I will actually try that tomorrow, and I will pin it to the comments. So please do look out for that in the pinned comment section, because I will let you know how that was without the oil, which would tell you if this can look as beautiful as it did this morning without the oil, then I would strongly recommend getting this and the brush. I think the brush is gorgeous, very pricey, but it really works. It's a beautiful shape. I love the handle. I think it is stunning. I love the packaging of this, and I do think that they looked gorgeous together. The oil, not so much. Now, it might agree with some skin tones, but clearly with mine, it's just a little bit cakey. Is it down to the oil though? We don't know. So I'm not going to recommend anything for the moment. So the way I would finish this video would be hold fire. These are very expensive. I would wait until I can at least tell you if it works without the oil, and then that would be my recommendation, to buy foundation and brush only, or one or the other. You don't have to get the brush. If you already have, for instance, the Refa LCO3, this one is fantastic with serum, lightweight skin tint type products, so it'll work really well with that, and so with the Mario F1. So you might already have those in your collection. There's just ideas that I think are brilliant with this sort of formula. So I wouldn't say you need to get the brush. It's whether or not you're tempted, but I do think it's very, very good. I definitely will be using it a lot, although it would take a lot to prime me away from the Mario F1, simply because I adore this for foundation, and then you just flip and use it for concealer, and it's actually become my favourite concealer brush. So it would take a lot to prime me away from that, but I will use this quite a bit because I am loving it. So, well, as of today. So I need to give you more updates, so please do look out in January for my updates on everything I've tested during the months of November and December. Not very much, like we said, but at least this will be one of the things that can have a really good test. I can really get my teeth into it, but at least tomorrow I can give you that pinned comment update. In the meantime, if you need any other updates of any sort on these products, please do message me, as I said earlier. And if you've enjoyed this video, and if you've got any thoughts on everything I've shown you today, I would love to hear it in the comment section below. If you hit the like button, it's really, really really helpful to me and fighting the algorithm here on YouTube, as is a comment. Thank you so much for your feedback, by the way, on the problems I'm having with the algorithm and all the issues that have been going on. Any comments at all, even if it's just to say hello and that's it, or just a heart, anything at all, a comment, a like and a share. That's what we really need to get the algorithm going, so that YouTube knows we still want that long form content. The other feedback on that, by the way, is a lot of you asked about putting chapters into my videos, which is something I used to do, but I got advice not to do it because it actually can upset the algorithm, because when people skip to certain sections, that tells YouTube that you're not fully watching the video, and then it tells YouTube not to promote it. So that's why you'll see a lot of creators have pulled back on chapters. It's not because we don't want to, and it's not because we don't want to be helpful, but we need our videos to be pushed out by YouTube, otherwise they're not working for us, and we're putting so much work into them and then they're just falling flat. So that's the reason I'm not doing that. I did explain that to everyone who asked, but I just wanted to explain it again, and maybe this will come up again in a better video, because obviously this video is not about that, but I did want to address it. But anyway, that is all from me for today. If you've enjoyed this, please do hit the subscribe button. I can't even remember the word then, I'm really tired. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for bearing with me and all my waffle today, and I really do hope to see all of you again for my next video. Take care everybody, bye!